Hello! I just got a coat order in, and I make every single coat order individually as they come in so that people can choose what color and pattern they like and match it to whatever size that they need. So, I thought I'll take you along. Let's go make a dog coat. First things first, we need to go into the cupboard and get out the blanket that was chosen for this particular coat. So, let's go grab it. So inside the magical cupboard is where I keep all the blankets, and yes, it's a mess, I'm aware. But they are all in here in these tubs, and then the more popular ones are on top of the tubs as along with the fleece that I line them with so that the wool blankets aren't too itchy. Okay, so we are going to need some lining. This is a medium, so we'll need more than that. This big piece should do. And it was. Oh, there's more up here too. It's probably in there. No. Oh, this might be good though. Good for the lining. This is why it's a mess though. Because this is how I do it. Oh my gosh, there's just blankets everywhere. Oh, I can see the one that I need. So. This is called green, blue, and grey cream check. And that is what was chosen. So, let's go make it. So I've got out the blanket and the lining. I just have to get the pattern out. I moved everything around, but I think maybe it's in here. Yes. Okay. We are making a medium today, so I will just pull the medium out. Oh. There we go. Maybe I need a new one. Look how faded this is. It still works well though. And then I've got my other little pieces in here. All right, let's set it up and get cutting. So first things first, I don't sew my coats with a white thread. I sew them with grey. So we're going to remove the white And then I need to thread a whole new bobbin. So this is a brand new thread that I just bought. I'm finding the ends of these. Honestly, it's so much easier just to pull these off. Give me the end. There we go. Oh God, stick that back on there. Oh no, I made a mess of it. Just tash things. Okay, so we're going to stick this on here, put that on there. There we go. And let's go. No, there we go. Let's go. Okay, so we're going to cut it back here. And now we're going to thread the machine. Okay, so threading the bobbin, I mean putting the bobbin in, it's not really threading. That's super easy. Done. Stick that up that way. Now we're done. Alrighty, so now we got to do the top thread. Alrighty, so we just, all you got to do, like every machine has arrows to tell you where to go. My machine needs a dust so bad. Look at that. Yeah, we're just going to follow all the arrows. 1, 2, 3. And come all the way down. Stick it in there. It's just putting it through the needle that's hard, because my needle threader thingy is a little bit bent, not because it's actually hard. There we go. Done. Done, done, done. And then we're just going to go to pull the bobbin thread through that way. And now we can start sewing. So for these coats, I always start with the middle pieces, I guess you could call them. I don't know, the bits that go across the tummy. I'm sure there's a word for them, but I don't know the word. I need my pins. So now I'm going to turn these inside out, but so that they turn nicely and they're not too chunky. I just cut the corners a little bit. Not over the stitching, obviously. Just around the edges. And then we just turn them inside out. Once they're inside out, I also will pin them, just so that I can sew them, because I'm going to sew them and put nice stitching lines on them so they look all nice and pretty. So we'll just pin it basically so that it stays flat. Technically, you could iron this part. You'd have to be really careful with an iron, because you can melt the wool and the fleece if it's too hot. And I am not, oh, the petal fur. I am not knowledgeable enough to be able to use the iron. You can just put it on a wool setting, but then I'm like, oh, would it really hold it? I also happen to hate ironing. It's my least favorite chore and thing to do in the world. So it's unlikely for me to choose ironing over pinning. I will pin any day. Now we sew. Next up is Velcro. So we will measure, this side has to be the soft one because it's going to go on the dog, like fold onto the dog's belly. So we want to make sure that it is the soft side. Lost my English. So we just measure it like that. There's nothing scientific at all about this. Then we wrap it up and put it away. And then this one goes on the outside. Alright, so now we get to stitch these on. Something I did actually notice beforehand is there's quite a bit of white fur, which I can only assume is petals. So I'm just going to give them a bit of a wool brush before I attach the Velcro. Just try get as much as I can off of there so that, like, when they're made out of these wool blankets, there's not a hell of a lot I can do. Like, they are secondhand. But if I can send them to their new home as new as possible, that is fantastic. If it's on this side, it's definitely petal fur. Because these come brand new. The fleece comes brand new. The fleece is not secondhand. But the other side is, so. But it looks heaps better already. Magic. And we'll just do this little piece, which isn't as bad. Not nearly as bad. I don't think we got any dog furs off of this piece. But there we go. All part of the process. Next up is pinning all of this together to stitch together. So, this will be the outside. Okay, so I am going to now basically stitch the whole thing together. That doesn't mean it's finished. We've still got a while to go, but yeah, stitch the front to the back and the middle ties in as well. Let's go. So next up, we just turn it inside out with the little gap that I left, and then we're going to stitch it together. Next up is lots of sewing around the entire coat twice. But I am nearly done. So let's go. So just as I did to these pieces before, I'm now just going to de-shed this a little bit and see if I can get rid of some of the dog hair before I finish up. So next up at the moment, How do we close it around the dog's neck? So we've just got to do Velcro for these bits and then our buttonhole and we are done. Again, it's really not very scientific. We just measure, cut, done. But instead of measuring on the other side for this one, we just put these two together because they can be the same size for around the neck. Voila! Now, just to sew them on. So the last thing we need to do is put in our buttonhole, which is not for buttons, but if you walk your dog on a harness, it means you can clip the harness through the hole. So we're going to fold it in half, find our half, hold it there. It's nice and easy when it's along a coloured line. Get it under the machine. Oh. Okay, so we've just got to cut this open as well. Always scares me that I'll cut through the stitch lines. I never have, but this part always scares me just in case. So here we have our finished dog coat. I'll do it up so that it looks somewhat presentable. But there we go. It goes around their neck there and then around their tum here with our nice little label. And voila, we have made our dog coat. It is ready to go off to its new home. I hope you enjoyed the video and I will see you in the next one. Bye.